Hello everyone and welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading the Berenstein Bears Gift of the Spirit Goodness by Mike Berenstein. Something big was about to happen in Bear Country. It happened just once a year, so everyone looked forward to it. It was the rummage sale and country fair at the chapel in the woods. As always, the bear family was in the thick of it, right up to their furry necks. In fact, the whole neighborhood had been getting ready for months, sorting and tagging old clothes and home goods, getting the games, exhibit, and display ready, and cooking and preparing all the good food that would be sold to raise money for the chapel. Putting on a community event was not easy. Somebody had to be in charge, but not everyone wanted to do all the extra work. Mrs. Brown, the preacher's wife, always ended up with the job. Thankfully, she was cheerful and full of energy. What's more, she was patient and kind with everyone. The Cubs really liked Mrs. Brown. She ran the chapel Sunday school and made everything fun and interesting. When the day of the big event finally arrived, folks came streaming in from all over Bear Country. While parents shopped for bargains at the sale, the Cubs had a fine old time at the fair. There was the usual run of carnival games and other activities, like the beanbag toss, the ring the bell game, and a bouncy castle. Whee! There was even a pony ride provided by Farmer Ben. As a grand finale, Mrs. Brown had organized a parachute toss. Somehow, she managed to find a real parachute. The Cubs held the edges and tossed the center high in the air, while they took turns running underneath as it floated down. There was something magical about being underneath that wavy parachute. A wonderful time was had by all, and now it was time for the big community supper. Everyone marched to their places at the long picnic table under the trees. They could smell the food cooking in the big outdoor kitchen. Yummy! Annie enjoyed everything at the fair. But most of all, she loved Mrs. Brown's parachute toss. You know, Honey said to Mama as they sat down to supper, Mrs. Brown is a genius. Brothers and sisters started to laugh, but Sister grew thoughtful. Actually, she said, Mrs. Brown is a genius. She's a genius at spreading goodness. Mama, Papa, and brother had to agree. They didn't know anybody who was kinder or filled with more goodness than Mrs. Brown. Just then, Mrs. Brown came by to see how everyone was getting on. Mrs. Brown asked Sister impulsively, "What do you think goodness is?" My, sister, laughed Mrs. Brown. Such a serious question. But a serious question deserves a serious answer, my dear, she said, putting her hand on Sister's shoulder. I believe that goodness comes from God, that God is love, and that the love of God passes all understanding. Then Mrs. Brown gave Sister a big hug, before going on our loving way. Wow, said brother. Impressed. Heavy and beautiful, added Mama, brushing away a tear. Finally, it was time to say grace before the community meal. Everyone bowed their heads and joined hands as Preacher Brown led them in a prayer of thanksgiving for the blessing of love and fellowship. The Bear family smiled as their hearts were filled with goodness. And Preacher Brown added, "The blessing of good food, let's eat." So they all dug in like a bunch of hungry bears. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading The Berenstein Bears, Gone Fishing by Mike Berenstein from the characters created by Stan and John Berenstein. Papa Bear loved to fish. He fished with a fancy rod and reel. He caught lots of big fish. Ooh! Brother, sister, and honey love to fish too. They fish with plain poles and lines. They caught lots of little fish. One day the cubs went fishing. Papa saw them going. "I will go with you," he said. "I will show you how to catch big fish." They went down to the pond. Papa fished with his fancy rod and reel. Brother, sister, and honey fished with their plain poles and lines. "I have a bite," called Papa. His rod bent over. "It must be a big one," he said. He pulled in his line. It was hard to do, but it turned out to be just an old boot. Oh. "We have bites too," called brother, sister, and honey. They pulled in their lines. They caught 3 nice little fish. Said Papa. He fished some more. He got another bite. His rod bent over again. He pulled in his line. He pulled really hard. But all he caught was an old tire. Oh, again. Brother, sister, and honey caught more fish. They caught lots of nice little fish. Said Papa. He grabbed his rod. He threw out his line. Far. "I have another bite," called Papa. "It is a big one." He tried to pull in his line, but he could not pull it in. Papa got yanked into the water. He made a big splash. Splash! "Look," said the cub. "Your splash scared a big fish out of the water." Papa and the cubs took the big fish home to Mama. "Look what Papa got," said the cubs. The cubs were proud of their fisherman, Papa. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. And don't forget to check out the Berenstein playlist for more story time. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading The Berenstein Bears, extra special Valentine. Happy Valentine. Valentine's Day is here. The bear cubs have Valentines. They are for their friends. Brother has one big Valentine. Who is that for? Ask sister. Nobody, says brother. He holds it behind his back. It is an extra one. Oh, I see. Sister think brother's special Valentine is for a girl cub. The cubs take their Valentines to school. There will be a big Valentine's Day party. It is party time. The cubs gives out their cards. The cards are very cute. Roses are red, violets are blue. I'm so lucky to have a friend like you. Will you be my Valentine? Oh yes. Sister watches brother. She wants to see who gets that special Valentine. Brother gives out all his cards, but no one gets the special card. Oh, the cubs ride home from school. Where is your special Valentine? Sister asks brother. I forgot it, says brother. It is an extra one, but sister is not so sure. Brother goes up to his room. He gets out the big Valentine. Brother goes downstairs. He goes into the kitchen. Who is the special Valentine for? Brother goes up to Mama Bear. He gives her the special Valentine. For me, she says. Thank you. Brother gets a big kiss. Mwah. Sister smiles at brother. She thought it was for a girl. The cubs all hug their Mama Bear. Aww. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. The end. Go ahead, guys, and check out the Berenstein Bears playlist. And join us again next time for another story time with Gemma. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading the Berenstein Bears, World's Wisest Mama Bear. I love you, Mama. You are so wise. And fun to be around. You've taken such good care of me. Ever since I was just a tiny little cow. You encouraged me to try new things and to stop and smell the roses. You helped me through the ups and downs of life. You do it all with a smile on because you are the best mother ever. Wherever life may take us, I will always be your little cow. Beautiful words, guys. Go ahead and check out the Berenstein Bears playlist and join us again for another Berenstein Bears Storytime. Hello everyone, welcome back again to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading the Berenstein Bear, World Best Papa Bear. We love you, Papa. You always put our family first and makes us feel so special. You give the best bear hugs and tell the funniest jokes. You show us the importance of hard work and having fun. Whee! Splash, splash, splash. You teach us about right and wrong and how to share and care for others. You are the best dad ever. As the years go by, I hope I grow up to be just like you. The end. Thanks for tuning into Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. And guys, go ahead and check out the Berenstein Bear playlist. And join us next time for another Berenstein Bears story time. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading the Berenstein Bears, Gifts of the Spirit Helping by Mike Berenstein. Mama, Papa, and the cubs were all kept very busy, taking care of their treehouse home. So Mama didn't have much time for hobbies, but she did make time for a very special hobby, quilting. She was one of the best quilters in all of Bear County. Her quilts were beautiful. In fact, she was president of the Bear Country Quilters Club. Not only that, but she had also turned her hobby into a business when she opened her own quilt shop. It was a lot of work running a business and doing daily chores too. Mama made it work though. It happened that the Quilters Club was planning an outing. They wanted to go to the Quilters Convention in Big Bear City. That would mean an overnight trip. Not something Mama had done on her own in many years. Mama was a little worried about it. I would like to go on this overnight trip to the Quilter Convention, she sang to Papa. I would so love to see all the quilts on display and meet with other quilters. Sounds great to me, replied Papa. What's to stop you? What's to stop me? Said Mama. Who's going to take care of my share of the chores while I'm gone? All the cooking, cleaning, and shopping. I dare. Why? Yours truly, Papa Bear, of course, said Papa proudly. The cubs and I are great at chores. We'll do it all. We can handle the job with one eye tied behind our backs. Oh, is that so? Replied Mama. Well, we'll see about that. Just then the phone rang. It was the vice president of the Quilters Club. Yes, said Mama into the phone. I've been thinking it over and I will definitely be going to the convention. Way to go, said Papa. As for things here at home, said Mama, I'll just do what I can before I leave and hope for the best. Bye, Mama, called the cubs. as she drove away in the family car. "And don't worry," shouted Papa. "We can handle things here. No problem. Okay?" Papa got right to work. First, he said, "I'm going to clean all these rugs." "We'll get the vacuum cleaner," said the cubs. "Never mind," said Papa. "I'm going to get the deep down dirt out with an old-fashioned rug beater." He snatched up the rugs and ran outside the door. "Oh," said the cubs. They remembered that Mama had just put the wash on the line. Oh! Whack, whack, whack went the rug beater. Clouds of dirt bellowed from the rugs. "Stop, Papa, stop," said the cubs. "All that dirt is getting on Mama's clean washing." "Never mind," said Papa. "It will surely rain, and the dirt will rinse off before Mama gets home." "Now you cubs are in for a real treat," said Papa. "It's time for lunch. I'm going to make my triple flip honey mustard pancakes." "Honey mustard," said the cub, making faces. Oh! Papa began flipping pancakes, but on his third flip, he got a little carried away and flipped a pancake so high that it stuck to the ceiling. "Never mind," said Papa, scraping the gooey mess off the ceiling and serving it to the cubs. "Mama's ceiling is clean enough to eat off." "Now," said Papa after lunch, "how about a cozy fire in the fireplace?" "Don't forget to open the chimney," shouted the cubs as Papa lit the fire. Since the smoke couldn't go out of the closed chimney, it bellowed back into the house. "Never mind," said Papa, trying to beat the fire out with a pillow. But the pillow burst open and clouds of feather flew everywhere. The cubs brought buckets of water from the kitchen and dosed the fire. It steamed and hissed as dirty water ran onto the floor. Oh my! "Oh no," thought the cubs. "What a mess! Smoke, feathers, wet gunk in the fireplace, pancake goo on the ceiling, dirty wash on the line." That's when the phone rang. It was Mama. It turns out that the quilters' convention have been cancelled because of a power outage. So Mama was starting for home and would arrive soon. "Papa," said Brother, "what can we do to help?" "I think I'm beyond help," said Papa. "Nonsense," said Spunky, Sister Bear. "You're never beyond help, and when you have helpful cubs like us around, come, brother, come, honey." The cubs went to work like 3 little whirlwinds. Sister blew smoke out the window with a fan. Brother mopped the dirty floor. Honey vacuumed feathers, and all 3 rinsed the dirty wash in the brook at the window of the hill. Before you could say triple flip honey mustard pancakes, everything was tidied up and put away. Then Mama arrived home. After hugging Papa and the cub, she looked around in surprise. "The house looked wonderful, my dear," she said. However, did you do it? Well, said Papa, I admit it was more work than I expected, but I had a little help from my tree assistant here. Papa smiled at the cubs. Yes, they agreed, smiling back. Just a little. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. And don't forget to check out the Berenstein playlist. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading The Berenstein, a book by Stan and John Berenstein. Ants. Ants. Angry ants advance. Oh, oh, they are coming for you. Across an apple. Across an acorn. Angry ants advance across an apple and an acorn, and across an apricot, an axe, and an angleworm. Why do angry ants advance across an apple, an acorn, an apricot, an axe, and an angleworm? Angry ants advance across an alligator and Aunt Alice's airplane. And across Avenue A, angry ants advance across Ape's apartment. And all Arizona? Why do angry ants advance across an apple, an acorn, an apricot, an axe, an angleworm, an alligator, and Alice's airplane, Avenue A, Abe's apartments, and all Arizona? I want to find out why. An anteater and an anthill. Attack! Ah! Oh, I see. That's why angry ants advance across an apple, an acorn, an apricot, an axe, an angleworm, an alligator, and Alice's airplane, Avenue A, Ape's apartments, and all Arizona. Wow, that's a long journey. Ants are amazing. Oh, yes. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading the Berenstein Bears book. Big Brown. Big brown bear. Brown bear, brown bear. Big brown bear. Blue bull. Oh. Big brown bear. Blue bull. Beautiful baboon. Very beautiful. Big brown bear. Blue bull. Beautiful baboon. Blowing bubbles. Bubble, bubble, pop. Big brown bear. Blue bull. Beautiful baboon. Blowing bubbles, biking backwards. Oh my. Big brown bear, blue bull, beautiful baboon, blowing bubbles, biking backwards. Bump. Oops. Bum. Big brown bear, blue bull, beautiful baboon, blowing bubbles, biking backwards, bump black buggies, banana boxes. Bop. Big brown bear, blue bull, beautiful baboon, blowing bubbles, biking backwards, bump black bugs, banana box, and Billy bunnies, bread basket. Big brown bear, blue bull, beautiful baboon, blowing bubbles, biking backward, bump, black buggies, banana boxes, and Billy bunnies, bread basket, and bunk, Brother Bobby's baseball bus. Boom. Big brown bear, blue bull, beautiful baboon, blowing bubbles, biking backward, bump black bugs, banana boxes, and Billy bunnies, bread basket, and Brother Bob, baseball bus, and Buster Beagle banjo, bagpipe, bugle band. And that's what broke baby bird's balloon. Oh, the end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. And go ahead and check out the Berenstein playlist. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading The Berenstein Bears and the Baby Chipmunk by Stan and Jan Berenstein. It was a lovely day in Bear Country. The Bear family was enjoying the sunshine. Papa was resting, Mama was working in the garden. Honey Bear was watching Mama. Brother and sister were playing catch. Look, said sister, a mouse. That is not a mouse, said brother. If it is not a mouse, what is it? asked sister. It is a chipmunk, said Mama. A baby chipmunk. Oh. May we keep him, Mama? cried sister. May we, may we. Look, said brother. His eyes are not open yet. That's right, said Mama. This baby should be with his mother, but she will not come if she sees us. Come, we will hide behind the tree house. Maybe she will come. The bears watch and watch, but the mother chipmunk did not come. Now may we keep him, cried sister. May we, may we. I think we shall have to, said Mama, at least for a while. That is right, said Papa. Babies need to be fed and kept warm. Papa, do you have a clean hanky? asked Mommy. Mama picked up the baby chipmunk and tucked him into Papa's hanky. Then they took the baby chipmunk into the house. Sister, said Mama, please get one of your doll's baby bottles. Brother, please get some milk and honey. The baby chipmunk was very hungry. As he drank from the bottle, he opened his eyes. They were big and brown. Let's name him Brown Eyes, said sister. That is as good a name as any, said Mama. Papa got a box for a bed. Brother made it cozy. Brown Eyes liked his new bed. Baby Honey liked to watch him. Soon, Brown Eyes was fast asleep. Shh. The next morning, sister and brother woke up early. They ran downstairs to see Brown Eyes. The box was there, but he was not. They looked all around. Oh, there he is, said brother. Brown Eyes was up on the table. He had knocked over the sugar bowl. He was eating sugar. I guess he needs more than milk and honey, said sister. Mm-hmm. The cubs went outside. They got some seeds. Brown Eyes was very small, but he had big chipmunk teeth. Just like that, the seeds were gone. Brown Eyes loved to play. What he loved to do most was explore. He explored Mama's vegetable bin. Oh dear. He explored Papa's desk. Oh no. He explored Mama's sewing basket. Oh my. Then one day, he explored one place too many. He explored Papa's pant leg all the way up to the knee. While he was up there, he tried out his big, sharp teeth. Yippee-yow! Oh. You know what I think, asked Mama? I think Brown Eyes is telling us something. He is telling us he is ready to go out in the world. He is ready to join his friends. But Mama, said sister, I don't want him to go. I love him so. Aww. We all love him, said Mama. But it is not fair to make him a pet. Chipmunks need to be free. They need to explore. There are not many good places to explore inside. The cubs thought about Mama's vegetable bin, Papa's desk, Mama's sewing basket, and Papa's pants leg. Outside, said Mama, Brown Eyes will be able to explore all of nature. As usual, Mama was right. The bear family didn't even have to say goodbye. They saw him every day playing with his friends and exploring nature right in their own backyard. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. Don't forget to check out the Berenstein playlist. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading the Berenstein Bears Learn to Share by Stan and Jan Berenstein with Mike Berenstein. I'm Sister Bear. I'm here to say that what I like to do is play. I run, I skip, I jump, I climb. I have myself a great old time. Who's the one I play with best, pray and sing with more than the rest? Just turn the page and you will see my favorite playmate. Little me. It's a lot of fun to play. You see, I asked my doll to come to tea. I have my games all to myself and every toy on each big shelf. But Mama says almost every day, take time to share, take time to pray. But there are times I do not care. My things are mine. They aren't to share. Sharing is caring, and caring is fun. Yes. I take each turn on my red truck. I do not share my pull toy dog. Pull, pull. I say inside it's all mine. But then I wonder, is that kind? Uh-uh. Is this the way that I should be? A bear that only thinks of me? No. Then I know it's time to share my playthings with my fellow bear. One is fun, but it is true that many games are best with two. Yes. When I am sure I need another, I go look for my big brother. We play checkers, beanbags, pick up stick, spending time with brother. I get my kicks. Look, here come Liz and Bob and Clem. Now we can share with all of them. I ride Bob's bike. He rides my trike. It's great. We share and share alike. So sharing's fun. It's good to do. And lots of times it's easy too. And if you share, it's also true. Your fellow bear will share with you. So true. We share our time when we're together. We run, we hide, skip stone, whatever. We share our books. We trade our cards. We visit one another's yards. Now, we are more than 3 or 4. We're 5, 6, 7, and lots more. Here come Millie, Mike, and Nat. Anna May has brought her cat. Meow. Here comes Fred. With Snuff is Terrier. This way, friends, the more the merrier. Remember, Jesus said that He is with you. When more are together, like 5, 4, 3, or 2. Yes. This way, Cubs, come one, come all. We'll choose up sides to play baseball. A game of ball is lots of fun. We pitch, we bat. Look, too tall, it's a big home run. It works out well if you can share your playthings with your fellow bear. The ball is mine. It's Freddy's bat. Lizzie brought a glove and hat. She'll share her hat, but not her glove. Oh, Fred gives her a little shove. No. We all see that little shove. It was not showing God's care and love. Soon there are lots of argument. Of course, I put in my 2 cents. This is not the way. It's not right. We should all be sharing, not in a fight. And so to keep the peace between us, all our friends go home. Please think of Jesus. He would want us to share and show we love our fellow bear. Meanwhile, friends, it's still today, and there is still some time to play. So turn the page and you will see. Ooh, what's there? Brother, will you play with me? Aww, yes. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. And go ahead and check out the Berenstein Bears playlist. Hello everyone, welcome back to Storytime with Gemma. Today we'll be reading the Berenstein Bears, Gone Fishing, by Mike Berenstein, from the characters created by Stan and John Berenstein. Papa Bear loved to fish. He fished with a fancy rod and reel. He caught lots of big fish. Ooh! Brother, sister, and Honey loved to fish too. They fished with plain poles and lines. They caught lots of little fish. One day the cubs went fishing. Papa saw them going. I will go with you, he said. I will show you how to catch big fish. They went down to the pond. Papa fished with his fancy rod and reel. Brother, sister, and Honey fished with their plain poles and lines. I have a bite, called Papa. His rod bent over. It must be a big one, he said. He pulled in his line. It was hard to do, but it turned out to be just an old boot. Oh. We have bites too, called Brother, Sister, and Honey. They pulled in their lines. They caught 3 nice little fish. Said Papa. He fished some more. He got another bite. His rod bent over again. He pulled in his line. He pulled really hard. But all he caught was an old tire. Oh, again. Brother, sister, and Honey caught more fish. They caught lots of nice little fish. Said Papa. He grabbed his rod. He threw out his line. Far. I have another bite, called Papa. It is a big one. He tried to pull in his line, but he could not pull it in. Papa got yanked into the water. He made a big splash. Splash! Look, said the cub. Your splash scared a big fish out of the water. Papa and the cubs took the big fish home to Mama. Look what Papa got, said the cubs. The cubs were proud of their fisherman, Papa. The end. Thanks for tuning in to Storytime with Gemma. See you next time. And don't forget to check out the Berenstein playlist for more story time.